Tonight, major news from the Target 12 investigators. A shocking federal investigation reveals that developmentally disabled children were being used for manual labor at a Providence school. Here's what we uncovered that happened during school hours. Investigators say students were required to assemble jewelry and do other tasks in a workshop for little or no pay. Now the Department of Justice wants the state and city to make major changes. Let's get right to Target 12 investigator Tim White, who broke the story on WPRI.com. He has the exclusive details.
Tonight, the Providence mayor calls these findings outrageous. The state isn't talking, saying there's an ongoing investigation, but there are already major changes taking place at the Birch School, where federal investigators say what was going on was a violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act. The Birch School, located inside Providence's Mount Pleasant High School, caters to virtually all of the city's most severely developmentally disabled students ages 14 to 21. In a stunning report by the Department of Justice, federal investigators discovered students were being required to work in so-called sheltered workshops to perform manual labor for outside businesses, to perform work such as bagging, labeling, collating, and assembling jewelry.
These kids deserve justice. They deserve better.
One former student told investigators she was required to spend a much greater portion of her school day in the workshop, including full days, when the workshop had important production deadlines. According to the report, students were sometimes paid no money for their services, and when they were, it was as low as 50 cents to $2 an hour. And the report says students sometimes worked weekends.
Do you think the Birch School let these kids down?
I think we all let these kids down.
Providence Mayor Angel Taveras tells Target 12 he was not aware about these allegations until the federal government launched an investigation in January.
What is the status of the sheltered workshop?
It is closed.
He says the school department suspended the longtime principal, Larry Roberti. He has not returned a call for comment. Taveras says he may ask for a criminal investigation.
One of the things I want to know is, where were the contracts, who profited, who was involved, all of those things.
The investigation also finds for many students their life in a sheltered workshop continued after they completed the Birch School. Many were sent to something called Training Through Placement, or TTP, in North Providence, where similar labor continued. Federal investigators call it a direct pipeline from Birch to the segregated TTP facility. TTP is overseen by the state. And we can tell you the TTP program has already faced its own issues. As Target 12 first reported, the head of TTP and his son are facing charges they embezzled money. The program is funded with your federal tax dollars. They have both pleaded not guilty. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, Eyewitness News is learned the city of Providence started the process to fire Roberti in April. WPRI.com reporter Dan McGowan reports Roberti was on the cusp of being fired before an outpouring of support saved his job. More than 20 elected officials, parents, and students backed the principal during a public hearing before the Providence School Board was scheduled to vote on terminating him.